Hello, 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 hello. Oh, wow. That is, man, I don't know what the heck happens with this microphone, but that is way too hot. And it's not letting me adjust it. Okay, well, I'll just talk quieter. How's that? Anyway, how you guys all doing tonight? Good to see you. Yeah, I actually have it kind of far away from me now. Good to see you. Happy Sunday night to everybody. I don't know about you, but Sunday night's always a little sad because, yeah, it's almost time to go back to work. Sad. Anyway, hopefully we can make this a good Sunday night for you. Covering a lot of different topics tonight. But I'll go over that in a minute. But let's go to see who is here. Retro Mike is 8th. I'm pretty sure he was first. But hey, we'll call him 8th. He likes to be 8th. He likes the number 8. Son of a Ravage 22 to you as well. Burn. Shides. Nothing's up. It's a Sunday. Time to relax. Financial Failure. Hopefully you are still here, sir. And I will make you a mod. There we go. Alrighty. Travelers Travels is 69th. I don't think I even have that many people here tonight. I don't think people are quite ready for the Sunday night, or maybe Sunday nights just isn't going to work out, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep it going some way or another. Gaming with Smokey Dan. Yes, it is not Panda stream. Panda's giveaway. Sorry to disappoint you. Sox Fan 96, Frogman, Dog C57, Vinny Del Greco, Cook 4015, Martin Hybert, the goat. It's a fucking goat. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, Black Hat Team, Integra Guy, the Toxic Miner, 4J, Chump Change is here. Welcome, sir. Crypto Shaped. And of course, the infamous Sunflower Mama. And Patrick Murphy gets in. Well, actually, Patrick Murphy and Tavarius Cunningus, guess that's how you say it, gets in just under the wire. Financial Fair. Sunday night is the worst of nights. Yes, 100%. It's that dread of having to start the week. And we have some upper end mucky mucks from the company coming tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a stressful day, although they might even be gone by the time I get there for my second shift. We'll see. We shall see. I guess I will find out. Hey, the Mining King. Hours are okay. What choice do I have? It's time to adjust. So I adjust and move forward, and it has its pros and cons. I can get things done in the morning, and then go to work, which I tend to be a little bit more productive in the morning for stuff at home, and I get more sleep because I don't have to wake up to an alarm. If I wake up at 9 o'clock and I got to leave at 11, so be it. Then I only get 2 hours to work on stuff, but I do get my sleep. So that's a good thing. Thanks for asking. Let's see, what else are you guys talking about? Oh, Bleach is here. Dom G is here. Automatic Beats is here. Starfire Crypto is here. Yes, you are late, sir. It's okay. Goat, member for 31 months. Wow. I've been doing this for that long. Panda started a trend. Now I expect all the tubers to give away a monstrous quantity of tech in every live stream. Quit slacking, Max. Yeah. No, that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. I kind of tend to take I do give things away here and there, but more of the DJ minds look at things. Let's see here. What else are you guys talking about? City showed up. Good to see you, sir. All right. Well, let's get into the subjects at hand. Let's talk about the 5080 and 5090 launch first, and then we'll get into more of the heavier stuff. So pretty interesting. I was looking at a number of things. In fact, I started to get prepared and I did not finish. So hang on a second. There was an article that I had up in one of these tabs. And where did it go? There it is. I found it. All right, hang on. I'm going to bring this up on the other screen. Actually, let me zoom in first. There we go. And this one? Yeah, there we go. So obviously there's some things at hand. So before I saw this article, I started looking at kind of the bright side of things and started thinking, well, you know what? Maybe all of this is just a logistics issue where they set a date for release, but because of delays, not necessarily delays in production, well, that could have also been a contributing factor, but delays in shipping where it wasn't going to make it in time. Like they knew that like 2 weeks ahead of time. And I'm saying if, because there's nothing out there that has said that's for sure the case. But I started thinking about this, thinking that might have been the case, and they had to air a whole bunch of stuff over, which costs more than shipping it via boat, especially for something heavy like that. So I thought, well, maybe the boat arrived, and what's close to the Los Angeles port? The Tustin Micro Center. So I thought maybe that was why they got so many of the 5090s, was because they were so close to the port, and the rest of it will trickle in. So I know that some stores the following day did receive some 5090s. So I'm thinking that maybe that might have had something to do with it. But then I saw this article, and it sounds like it's more complicated than that, but that could be part of the issue. So obviously high demand, well, duh. but still, they have a fairly good idea of what the demand was going to be like, or certainly that the demand was going to be stronger than what they actually provided. Then you have, there is a semiconductor shortage still going on since 2020. It's obviously alleviated somewhat, but there still have been issues. There's also been issues with, there was a fire in a mine that delayed things for a while. So that I think led to some of the problems as well. But again, supply chain disruptions. So shipping delays, container shortages, and other issues, those are still happening. Obviously scalper activity, but I don't really think that had as much to do with it at all. There's only that scalper activity because there's such a shortage. And then of course, manufacturing capacity, because heck, Nvidia doesn't, or should I say Nvidia like everybody else does. Nvidia, they are manufacturing all their AI chips. They actually had a recent problem that they had to fix. So they definitely were having a problem with contractual deliveries that they were having to make. There were overheating issues, but there was also, it sounds like, yield issues as well. Like they found a problem with one of the chips. So they might have had to steal some of the capacity. There could be a realm of possibilities as to why the issues are as bad as they are. I have my fingers crossed that we're going to start seeing, not in huge amounts, but that we're going to start seeing, like any day of the week, they could be showing up at Micro Center via UPS. I still think they're trying to get as many over here as they can. They are shipping them via air instead of just putting them on a boat, and that the boat shipments that they had will also trickle into the stores as well. So fingers crossed that is what's going to happen. Now, with that said, I probably will still buy one, but I am getting some second thoughts, because as I was doing this research, I found a lot of issues. People were reporting a lot of issues with their brand new GPUs, with black screens and games crashing, and sounds a lot like a lot of the PCIe 5 issues that they were talking about. So if we're talking about the PCIe 5 issues of especially of the Founders Edition card. So for those of you that don't know, that's in the testing of the Founders Edition cards, the Founders Edition 5090s, as well as the 5080s, the influencers, testers, whatever, when they actually try to put it in PCIe 5, they were getting all kinds of freezing, games crashing, all kinds of bad things. But if they set their computer at PCIe 4, a lot of those problems went away. And they specifically said that was on the Founders Edition card. So I really wonder if that connector between the PCIe connector and the main board is an issue. Again, you only lose 2% performance, but still not great. Not great at all. So I don't know. I'm still kind of going back and forth. I guarantee if I go to Micro Center, and I plan on going there at least a couple times a week, since it's kind of on the way to work, I have to take like a 5-mile detour. So it's really not that far. And when I take the 5-mile detour, I don't have to pay tolls. It does take me a little bit longer to get to work, but I don't have to pay tolls. So that's kind of nice. But if I do find one, I'll probably end up buying it. I would be shocked if I didn't buy it. But I don't know. I am curious to see what other reports come out this week on people that have received the cards, to see what kind of troubles there are. I expect that, Gamers Nexus, Jay's 2 Cents, Hardware Unboxed, Derbar, maybe Hardware Canucks, any of them will, if they find that there's issues, they will come out with videos talking about the issues and questions regarding the cards. So I don't know. So putting my tinfoil hat on, maybe Nvidia didn't want so many of these cards to get out there, that all of these people that receive cards are now the beta testers for driver fixes. That they knew that they had some problems with the driver, get it out to a much larger population. I mean, if you're testing it, you probably only have tests of maybe like 50 to 100 people maybe. Well, now you're going to be testing it with 500 to 1,000 people at least. So, oh, the other thing is MSI, I noticed this on launch day. They are not starting to sell their GPUs until February 6th. So either they haven't gotten any, or, and I shouldn't say that because I know some people did, they got a few, because some people, and I don't know how they identified who like had a pre-order or who was able to pre-order. I don't know, but people were able to get an email from MSI and order a GPU. But from what I can tell, that's pretty much everybody that had gotten an MSI GPU. They put out there that they weren't going to be open for sale until February 6th. So we'll see how it goes. I did not get a 5090 or a 5080. So pretty much I will take what I can get. I really don't want the Astral. From what I've been hearing about the Astral, runs like super, they didn't balance the fans on it. Hang on. Sorry. Nose was itchy. Still is. But the Astral, the way that they put that together, it has 4 fans. The rear fan is a push-pull design. And the first and the third fan are linked, and the second and the fourth fan are linked. So you can speed up or slow down depending on what you're trying to do for that fourth fan, but it's going to affect the second fan, which isn't great. So yeah. So I definitely wouldn't want an Astral. I would really like an MSI. That's the one I really would like. But yeah, so I'll go maybe conquer, maybe not. We'll see. But speaking of GPUs, let me go to the chat, see if I missed anything. I don't see myself tagged anywhere, so I will assume not. So please.
Well, they did, but I was answering the question.
Oh, okay. Let me show you this. So, yeah, my Gigabyte, this rear fan is failing. And if you'll actually can see it on here. This is my current rig of my HGPU rig, and you can see this one goes up to, seriously? Oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. It's on the 6 GPU rig. It's on the Octo server. That's why. So I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see this one goes to 50%, 49%. Oh, wait a minute. Is it going to stay static at like around 50% at least? Nope, there it goes. It went down to 0. So basically it tries to spin and can't. Obviously it's got a wobble and it's hitting the side. So that one needs to be replaced. So I did order the fans. I actually ordered 2 sets because I was like, I don't want to mess with it. I'm just going to get 2 sets and be done with it. But yeah, that was disappointing. I thought those fans were strong. But you can see all the other ones are consistent as far as fan speed, you know, depending on what the heat of it is. But these, you know, right now are like right around 100. There's these.
Spray it some silicone spray or sewing machine oil.
Spray it with silicone spray or sewing machine oil. Any specific spot I should be spraying it? On the bearing. So I have heard like some people like drill into the back of it, into the back of the fan, and then spray the silicone in it. But otherwise, how do you get the actual silicone into the bearing? Well, bacon, eggs, and hash, if you can, I would be really curious. Be really curious. Heck, if I could figure out a way to do it without taking the fan out, that would be awesome. Because on these, I did see somebody take apart the Wind Force one, which is a different model, but I'm pretty sure that I will not be able to take off the fan shroud without taking off the heatsink completely. But I'm going to try. I did it before on other Gigabytes by using like a right angle screwdriver, but this one seemed like it was much tighter up against, the screws were much tighter up against the heatsink. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get in close enough to get those screws out. So I'm going to have to take it off and then just come in with a straight screwdriver. But we'll see. We'll see. My plan is to make sure that the 6 GPU rig and the 8 GPU rig stay up, unimpeded, is that I'll take the 4090 out of my single GPU rig and put that in place. But I need that one to like go offline basically, so it's not rented at all. So if that one doesn't get rented, I'm going to make that change quickly. Otherwise, definitely see if I can get a 5090 and put that one in the single GPU rig so that I can then take the, actually it's a 4090 FE and put that in the Octo server. That's the one I fixed, the heatsink that I fixed. So anyway, so that was what I just found out today. And you know why I found that out? I found that out because I was finally figuring out which circuit has the microwave on it. So now my Emporia has the microwave circuit covered. So yeah, finally closed the loop on that long project. So now we just have to make the wires go in so we can put the front panel back on it.
Who's me?
Well, I will definitely need help from Sunflower Mama in order to do that. But yeah, but we did, both of us together, working together. I was texting her from the basement. Okay, turn it on. Nope, not that one. Turn it off. So we finally found it. It was I think the third or fourth circuit I tried. So I also tried looking for all of the other things that we had basically like this miscellaneous 200 watts. And I was trying to figure out where that was coming from in the house and figured out a few things, but didn't figure out all of it. It's about 120 watts, 130 watts that we really didn't find a definitive source for. I did actually not go into the attic, but I pushed the actual cover for the attic so that I could see into the attic to make sure that the light wasn't on up there, because that's still an incandescent light bulb. So if that thing was on, that definitely would be pulling 60 watts consistently, at least until the light bulb went out. So anyway, just some things I was doing today. So I'll have that project to work on to replace that rear fan. It seems to be running okay. It's running at about 74 degrees C, so it's not so bad. And we should be having another cold snap coming, so it should get even colder in the basement. So should be good. All right. Game is Spooky Dan. Damn it. Just made a song about you not knowing which fuse the microwave was on. Well, it's still applicable because I didn't know it for a long time, but that's hilarious. Son of a rabbit. If you watched Al Bundy, you know that is the light in the dog's house. Well, I don't have a dog. So, yeah.
And there's not even electricity to the shed.
And there's not even electricity to the shed. So, wait a minute. You don't have the light on the Christmas wreath in the back, do you?
Yeah, but it wasn't on when you were...
It wasn't on at that point?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it was still light out, so it wasn't on that. I was just trying to figure out what else might have been plugged in outside. But yeah, I don't think that was it. I know that one of the items is I have a helium miner in my son's room, and in my son's and my daughter's room, they both have a clock. So that's going to be pulling maybe 10 watts each, plus the Raspberry Pi, and the helium miner is probably going to pull 12 to 15 would be my guess. So, I mean, you're getting some there, but it doesn't completely add up to the 200 watts or so. Still wondering if there may be an extra circuit in the basement that I don't know about. I'm thinking that there may be less circuits in the basement. I don't know, but we will figure it out eventually. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to get a panel for less money. Have not had any luck. Actually, inquired with a family member, and that family member was just too far away. I didn't think they were going to say yes, but I thought I'd ask, because I thought maybe they knew somebody. No, everybody that person knew was about 20 miles south of where I work, and that's 50 miles, so it's about 70 miles away. So not close. When 8 card 5090 rig. I'm going to start with 1 and make sure it works. Until it works, I'm not getting another 5090. So right now, if I look, last time I looked, I did not see any reporting of 5000 series on Vast. So yeah, let me just take another look. No, there's nothing in Grafana 500.farm that says anything about that. If I go into the search for Vast AI, go back up, RTX, nope, still stuck on 4000 series. So I have literally no idea if 5090s would even work at this point. Plus, the Linux driver is a beta driver. So, yeah. I mean, at least it's not alpha, but it's beta. And I'd rather have a full release of a driver. So, yeah. Makes me wonder. And I did see some people complaining about the Linux driver not working correctly, but that's to be expected. It's a beta driver. That's to be expected. Do I have an electric furnace? No, I do not. It's a gas fired furnace, but yes, it does take electricity. It takes electricity to, use the fan and stuff. So I am covering that because the fan on the furnace runs almost all the time. I want it flowing the air through the house. In fact, I forgot, remind me later. I got to check the filter. I think it's about time to change. Anyway, but no, I do have that circuit monitor if that's what you were going with that T-Gig. Patrick Murphy says, are you entered into the MSI drawing to purchase a 5090? No, I did not. Probably should. I did see a tweet about it, but I didn't see where to enter. So yeah. 76 people here. Cool. Now we're getting up to regular numbers. Good to see. And people are making the transition to Sunday. I appreciate that. So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on the 5090 release. I'm still hopeful that I might just be able to get into the Micro Center over the next 2 weeks at just the right time where I can get a 5090. Fingers crossed. But where I used to be able to go to like either Micro Center, because where I used to work was equidistant between the two. Like I could choose to go to one after work or go to the other one after work. Now I can't. It's pretty much only one. That's gonna make sense. Unless I go to see my daughter. Then I could always go to Micro Center on the way to see my daughter. So we'll see. We'll see. I am making an exchange with her, though. I am going to exchange my 4070 for her two 3060 Ti's, which I will be putting up for sale. And I really was hoping to get to that today, but boy, did I go down the rabbit hole on a number of issues today. Including the 5090, that took a considerable amount of time to kind of research everything going on with that. But yeah, so I'll exchange that and then put up things for sale. Probably not going to do eBay. I am probably going to do, what is it called? I talked about it last week. hardware swap. So I'll put things up there. Groupman had good luck there, so I'm hoping I will have good luck there. But I really need to test things. I did figure out, like, yeah, you have a regular motherboard that you use for mining downstairs. Just need to get that up here so that I can just put it on the desk, get it plugged in, and just start, making sure I have video out on the cards. And that's it. And make sure that the fans are running. That's what I'm worried about on a few of the cards. I think a few of the cards may need to have fans replaced, which would be a bummer, but it needs to be done before I can sell them. I'm not going to sell them with non-working fans. Although I could try to sell them that way by telling people they have non-working fans, but most people will just say, the heck with it, and then I'd sell it for significantly less. So we'll see. All right. So the next topic.
Guys, like, we put all 24 4070s on eBay for $260 and sold them all
for how much?
260.
Wait a minute. You put 4070s on 3070s for 260 and you sold them all within 48 hours. Nice. My only worry, I've used eBay before, but I've had problems. Where if your shipping doesn't go right, you can get completely screwed. And I almost did on one of them. It showed up like days ahead of time, but the guy was going to request a refund. And once they request a refund and they get it, they're never going to pay you when they eventually get it. That's the bottom line. They're never going to pay you. So that's my worry with eBay. And then I also worry about people just being jerks. I've been pretty successful when I've sold things on eBay as far as graphics cards, but it just makes me a little worried. I would much rather do things like on OfferUp and things like that, where I actually hand them the card. They can ask me questions, that type of thing. And I always do it in a specific area where there's a camera and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing that within the next week or two. No question. Want to get that done. All right. Let me pull up my notes. That's not what I was looking for. Oh yeah, I should, because this one, yeah, that other thing I have up there will not have anything to do with anything on the screen. There we go. Okay. So anybody notice what's going on in the markets? Shocker, right? Actually, let me, I will bring that up. Let's see how bad it got. It might have bounced a little bit, but last time I saw at the end of Panda Stream, it had bounced a bit. Oh no, it's definitely gotten worse. Wow. Ethereum below 2,500. Wow, there is blood in the streets right now. Litecoin at 90. Holy crap. Now, this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. I won't put a poll up because you guys can't answer that way. So, what do markets hate more than anything else? What do markets hate more than anything else? Especially volatile markets. So, riskier assets. Exactly, bacon, eggs, and hash. Exactly. They hate uncertainty. In fact, if we look at one particular department in the United States of our government, the Fed works very, very hard to try to make sure there are no surprises. They put the information out there, they trickle it out there so that when they come up with an announcement, everybody knows what that announcement's going to be. There's no question what it's going to be. Yeah, there might be some outliers saying, yeah, they might lower rates, or yeah, they might raise rates, but the consensus is always right. And the markets know that. Now, we throw in what's happened where You had experts saying that, oh, this is all a negotiating ploy. He isn't going to do tariffs. And they kept saying that. So the markets were like, hey, maybe he's not going to do this. He's into his whatever day. It wasn't the first day. And then all of a sudden, he decides on the weekend cycle that he's going to do tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico. What did he think was going to happen? So for everyone that thought that the markets were going to be great because Trump was president, didn't understand how unpredictable he can be, or at least didn't connect the dots. But this is what's going to be going on. Right now, people are like, okay, what effect is this going to have on the U.S. economy? And nobody can give an answer at this point. Nobody can give an answer. I know that economists have gotten together and said the average family, because you take up what the number of families is in America and what the total amount of tariffs would be given current historical imports and exports, that this is the amount of tariffs that we're going to have to pay as consumers, that would amount to about $800 a family. So me being in the upper Midwest, I already did the math. It's going to be $150 a year extra in just gasoline. That's only the 10%. The rest of it's 25%. I didn't look to see what the natural gas was going to be extra that it was going to cost me, but that's going to be an extra cost as well. So just gas for my car. And actually, I didn't even account for my wife's car, so it's probably going to be more like $200. But bottom line is, I didn't even fully account, but just that amount. And the average family, it's going to be $800. So where does that $800 come from? Are people going to automatically get a raise? Nope, not going to. So they're going to have to pull back. So that's the question. More than anything is, how are people going to react? Are people going to stop spending money because they're scared at how much the tariffs are going to affect their pocketbook? And these are all the things we can't answer right now. So we don't know how bad it's going to affect the economy. This is what the markets hate. They absolutely hate it. They don't know what's going to happen. They have no clear direction on what's going to happen. They don't know if Trump is going to, basically retaliate over the retaliation by Mexico and Canada. And last I had heard, China hadn't responded yet. I don't know if that's changed because I actually haven't looked at the news since early this morning. And I didn't see anything early this morning. But actually, let me take a quick look. Quick gander, see what things have popped up. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's 0.075? Oh, it hit 7.5 cents. Wow. That's nuts. 7.5 cents. Yeah, I mean, it'll come back. I'm not concerned about that, but it does hurt. It definitely hurts. I don't know about you, but I like it when my accounts are high. And what kills me, though, here's what kills me. I thought we'd be trading in a range for a while until Trump did what he did. And then I was like, oh, crap. This is going to be bleeding in the streets for another 3 days at least. And then there'll be a dead cat bounce, and then we'll see where we go from there. So I figure Wednesday, maybe end of the day Tuesday, we'll see a dead cat bounce, where we'll see things come up maybe somewhere between 5 and 10% in the crypto market. And then we'll see if that holds or how much it comes back down. Does it come all the way back down and fall further or what? I don't know. But either way, it really sucks that we have all this uncertainty now, and this is what it's doing to the markets. One thing I did want to bring up, and this was kind of interesting. I don't know if any of you have seen Smoot Hawley being brought up from the Depression times. So when I initially did research on Smoot Hawley, I saw that it was enacted after the market crash. Well, today my wife sent me something and she didn't realize like how much it was about the Smoot-Hawley Act. And so I kept reading into it and into it. The Smoot-Hawley Act was being talked about in 1929, months before the crash. And it was, guess what? Uncertainty. Yes, it was throwing uncertainty towards the markets because the markets didn't like the idea of a tariff. So I guess it depends on who you talk to, but the historians have looked at this and have said the Smoot-Hawley Act could have been a significant factor in why the markets crashed. So uncertainty can be really detrimental, even though the underlying markets are good, but you get into you get momentum and there's no coming back. So that's what I'm hoping isn't going to happen, but it's going to be really bad depending on how much all the countries want to retaliate against one another. I mean, it's a war. He literally put us into a war.
Everybody's out there right now buying up
all the cheap stuff.
all the K stuff.
Well, that's great. If I had extra money, I would be doing that, but I don't. That's why I need to sell my graphics cards so that I have extra money that I can put into crypto. Should have done that 2 weeks ago. Hindsight's 2020. But hey, you know what? I predict it's going to go down more. We are not done seeing the blood in the streets. Sorry, I got to concentrate on what I'm doing. Where the heck is that news? Yeah, we'll go here. Let's see. So far, it doesn't look like he's retaliated. And there's all this stuff about the freaking Grammys. Yeah, I don't see anything about response from China yet. No, it's not nighttime there. It's daytime there. That's why I thought maybe we would hear about a response from China right about now. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, guys, it's going to be ugly for a while. It's going to be ugly for a while. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what the actual markets do tomorrow and how bad it gets. I would bet money that tomorrow, right, they'll have to pause it. It's going to go down that much. This is going to be like a Black Monday. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm just a doomsayer and I'm wrong. We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. But considering what has happened to the crypto markets and they're open, I would fully expect that the regular markets will reciprocate. NASDAQ will be down big. Dow will be down 4% would be my guess. Something like that. The Dow is going to have things that are going to be less subject to, they're more stable companies. They're things that everybody has to buy, they're your staples. So I don't think they will be affected quite as much. I don't think that'll be down as much. But S&P, I'm guessing, NASDAQ will be down 7 or 8%. S&P 500 will be down and in between there. That's what I think. It's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad. So I know Trump did this when he did it, because every president, if they want to do something that they want to have miss a news cycle, but guess what? You can't miss a news cycle anymore. News cycles are 24/7. So by doing it on a Friday doesn't help anything, except hopefully bring calm before Monday. I don't think that's happening in this case. I really don't. I think a lot of people are worried about how this is going to affect their pocketbook. Do find it interesting that when Canada came up with theirs, they specifically were trying to target red state industries. Found that very interesting. Pretty smart if they're trying to, if Canada's trying to either change Trump's mind or at least have some leverage against him, because obviously this is going to go against people in red states. People in red states aren't going to be happy. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting times over the next week. But yeah, markets are going to be crap, I think, for the foreseeable future. I'm hoping that we come out of this sometime in March when calmer heads prevail. And we have a much better idea of the effect. You know, if we say, oh, okay, so everything's stabilized, we know what the tariffs are, and now we can forecast what effect that's going to have on the economy. So with where the economy is currently growing and has a negative effect on the economy, are we still growing? Oh, we're still growing, but we're growing at a slower rate. That's okay, because then maybe we can lower interest rates. I mean, the problem isn't necessarily the tariffs themselves. It's the fact that they were put on as quickly as they were. They didn't even give businesses time to plan. They have ordered things that are actually on their way here, that if they arrived a day earlier, they wouldn't have to pay tariffs. But now, because they're going to arrive later than after when the tariffs came on, they're going to have to pay that tariff. And they've already made these sales. So the manufacturers in those particular cases will have to see. I don't know what their contracts look like, but they'll either have to pass those tariffs on or suck it up this one time. But either way, that means earnings go down for these companies that are public companies. So one way or the other, it's going to continue to affect the stock market. Now, with that said, the companies that benefit from this are the oil companies, because the one key thing about oil companies is they love it when there's extra taxes. And why is that? Because everything's based upon margins. Everything's based upon margins. So if they can sell gas at a higher price, they're going to make more money. So anyway, just my 2 cents. I don't know if anybody has tagged me. Yes, they have. Yes, they are still on holiday, but check my Discord. Okay, I will check my Discord. Well, yeah, I've seen that a million times. I actually posted that on Twitter. Yes, there is the... See, if I do that, I might get slapped with putting on copyrighted material. I guess it is just another YouTube video, so here we go. Oh, wait a minute, hang on.
Saving on your education should be a right, not a
Let's skip that. There we go.
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the Anyone? Great Depression, passed the Anyone? The tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which...
Oh, shoot.
Anyone raised...
Hold on. I'll have to restart it. Can't believe I didn't share my screen. This is like one of the best movies ever.
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the Anyone? The Great Depression, passed the Anyone? The tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which anyone raised or lowered, raised tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Did it work? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Great Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. Anyone know what this is, class?
I didn't see this far into it.
Anyone? Anyone seen this before? the Laffer curve. Anyone know what this says? It says that at this point on the revenue curve, you will get exactly the same amount of revenue as at this point. This is very controversial. Does anyone know what Vice President Bush called this in 1980? Anyone? Something DOO economics.
Voodoo
economics.
Anyway, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. I love that. All right. Yes, I am doing that. All righty. Well, thanks for humoring me with that. I do like that clip. I found really funny about it was just with everything going on that I saw that, and I never knew, because I mean, when you're watching the movie, it doesn't matter what he's babbling about. You're just like, oh my God, his tone of voice. It's like, nah. So now I just find it very funny that he was actually saying really real things that you should be learning in high school history. And I had no idea. I did not learn any of that in high school history. Gotta love the Laffer curve. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I am the Sausage King of Chicago, just so you know, or I was back in 2008, 2009. Yes, I actually have, I've talked to you guys about this. I actually have a skin suit, which I will not put on, but I actually have a skin suit of what Ferris Bueller was wearing during the movie. It is pretty funny. I don't even know where it is. I know I still have it somewhere. It's upstairs. Yeah. Anyway. Abe Froman, yes. You're Abe Froman. All right. Definitely getting off track. But definitely a lot more fun to talk about than what I was talking about. That's for sure. All right. Let's see. What else? Let's see if I was tagged on anything else. Do it. I hope this is what I sent you as well. Share your screen. Yes. I was so close to sounding like him. Anyone? Yes, I can definitely put people to sleep. Now you have to go put it on. I'm definitely not putting it on. Oh my God, that would be really bad. You do things you cannot unsee. It would be much worse than what Panda did with the bathwater. Much worse.
Speaking of Panda.
Oh, hey, look at that. Panda just showed up. With Chum wearing his onesie. No, definitely not. Gaming a Smoky Den. Definitely not. Yes, the end of crypto is here. No, it's not the end of crypto, but we could be in for some tough times. We'll see how long this lasts. But I can't ever remember where, like, when he did tariffs the last time, he said what he was going to do well before he actually instituted it so that people could digest it. This time he just went, boom, we're just doing it. And that's why we're in this predicament we're in. So whatever. We'll see how much we all suffer as a result. Geekable Trade says, I skipped this month's mortgage payment to buy Cass. I might be homeless this time next month. If you need a basement monkey to reset rigs, I have my own sleeping bag. Just saying. Well, hang on a second. First of all, I believe it takes a lot to get somebody out of a house. You've heard of these stories. It's really hard. So 1 month will not do it. 1 month will not do it. Just 1 month of skipping your mortgage payment will not do it. Just saying. Yeah, don't quit your day job scenario. Yeah, I mean, I feel fortunate with everything that's going on that I'm in logistics, because logistics is a field that whether things are good or bad in the economy, people still need to buy food. People still need to take care of their pets. Yeah. So, Geek Watchers, I was kidding, but now you are making me question the legitimacy of that idea. You wouldn't be the first person that decided
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Just saying, that you wouldn't be the first person that skipped their mortgage payment in order to like buy groceries or something like that. I'm thinking you'd have a little bit tougher sell if you did it to buy crypto. So I don't know. I'm thinking Bitcoin could hit 70, 75 eventually before we start making an upturn in March. That's what I'm thinking. So I would definitely, if you're going to buy in now, I would leave some money on the sidelines. That's what I would do. That's what I would recommend. Leave some powder. Leave some of your powder, I guess would be the best way to put it. Your gunpowder. All right. Let me go back to what I was going to talk about. So, all right. Enough talk about the markets. Enough talk about that. Let's talk a little bit about Vast and Salad. And Salad is just sad right now. Really sad. Because right now I am making like $3 to $4 a day when I usually make easily twice that. So I don't know what's going on with Salad, but it's a little frustrating. With that said, Vast has been really frustrating as well. This weekend on Saturday or Friday, pretty sure it was Saturday. Things were like falling off all my rigs. Like there were no jobs. I could get an intermittent job to come back onto it if I would unlist and relist. As soon as I relisted, it would come back on. Sometimes it would stay on for like 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it would only stay on for 3. But as soon as I unlisted and relisted it, it would come back on. And I was like, what the hell is going on with this? So I went into the Vast Discord, and sure enough, they're all talking about it. They're all like, yeah, this is what's happening. We don't know what's going on. And I had gone into the Vast support link, and they answered pretty quick. And he's like, yeah. We'll add the keyword, and I didn't pick up on it at the time. We'll add you to the ticket. And I'm like, and again, I was thinking, I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, he's going to open up a ticket for me. Oh, no. He was basically saying that, yes, other people have this problem. We're going to add you to the ticket. So now Vast is running pretty darn good. Let me just double check. Yeah. So my 8 GPU rig is back running with all on-demand jobs. My 6 GPU rig is okay. It's got 2 on-demand and 4 intermittent on the GPUs. So that one's going okay. And then my 14090, that one's on-demand. That one never changed. That one has stayed the entire time. So, but it like I said, it was weird because these jobs would stay stored. Typically, if somebody's going to come off, they're going to take their job off once they download their data. And they weren't doing that. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but it appears to have stabilized except for the 4 intermittent, the 4 intermittent ones on the Octo server, as well as the 1 single 3060 that I had on demand before. Everything else is exactly as it was. So happy that that's the case, because I had a good week last week. It was my highest week ever, even though actually all this did start on Friday. It wasn't Saturday. It started on Friday. And so things really slowed down. I was going to blow my previous best week away with how the last week was going.
Check your email.
Okay. I have to check my email. I got to follow instructions from Sunflower Mama. She said she sent me something funny. How long ago did you send it? Which email did you send it to? Well, I had nothing there. No, I want to check my other email because I don't know which one you sent it to. Yeah, it wasn't there. Checking the other one. Give me 1 second. I'm I have super secure on my email. No, I don't want to do any of that.
But I just sent it to me.
No, just hold on. Now I'm in it.
Too many tabs, too many email.
I know exactly what those tabs are. That's not the problem. But no, it's not there. Let me go back to it again. Refresh. Yeah, I don't have an email. Anyway, yeah, the last email I have was at 7:49 on my Van Meld. All right. Well, if that ever comes through, I will check it out. All right, let me go back to my notes. Okay. So yeah, talking about Vast. So like I said, Sunday today, I woke up, everything seemed to be back to normal. So let's hope it stays that way. They've been having quite a few bugs lately. So that does make me a little nervous to be expanding on Vast. So growing pains with both of them, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on with Salad. Vast seems to be more of, I don't think necessarily have a sales team. I just think they're much more established. So they have much more consistent demand, while Salad does not. Salad has to constantly go out and sell itself in order to keep the number of jobs coming in. That's what it seems like to me. And right now on the weekends seem to be when it gets bad because they're taking a break. So they're not out there selling. And so the amount of jobs slows down a lot on the weekends. So we'll see if it picks back up tomorrow. Hopefully. All right. Let's talk about Flux, because they had in fact, let me bring up the other screen for this one. They did have a live stream this morning. And then somebody posted this summary, which was great because I was trying to summarize it. I'm like, great, now I can just show this instead. So, I mean, this guy basically says, hey, look, I admit it. I'm Flux fanboy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that he's upfront with that. Because yes, Dan's always really excited about anything that is going on with Flux, and as he should be. So I'm going to look at this kind of with a side eye, I guess, and try to make sense out of it. Does this matter, or could it matter with all the announcements? So the first one, this was the one they were really touting, was they graduated from the Inception program and now they are an official Nvidia partner. So there's actually like 3 levels of partner. They graduated to the first level of partner, and then there's 2 others. There's like Plus and Elite, something like that. But I looked through all those. There's basically about 300 different companies. Sometimes different divisions of the same company are also listed. But the number was 293. Flux was not on there yet. So I think once they are on that list and that an announcement comes out, because he was talking about a joint press release where they can actually prove they're part of the program, I think that will start to be where they might start getting some traction out of this. So you're kind of like, well, what does that do for the end product? That I'm not completely sure of, but what it does do is it does give them credibility. If a company like Nvidia is actually making them part of the partner program with all these other reputable companies, the idea is that, okay, they've done their due diligence and this isn't a fly-by-night crypto bro type of project. So that's a very, very good thing for the project. It will give them credibility when they are going and selling their services to others, and they can say, hey, we're part of the Nvidia partner program. And they're like, oh, really? Well, who else is in that program? Oh, I don't know. It's companies like IBM, Accenture, Lenovo, Dell, just a few small companies. And so they're all part of that same program. So by being able to include themselves in that same list of companies does inherently give them more credibility, which will help them when they're trying to sell their services to major corporations, that it's, I don't know if I can put this in dark mode. Can I put medium in dark mode? I don't think so. I really don't want to deal with it. Look away. Look away. Nah, because I'm going to read through this. So number 2, I know, but other people want to see it. Number 2 was, which I thought this was the biggest announcement. I even said in the chat, you should have led with this, was Nexgen cloud partnership. So what does this give them? So the problem with selling compute, it's the chicken or the egg. Okay. You need the GPUs, which in this case was the community, but the community is not going to stick around when they have other places where they can sell their compute. So you need the GPUs in order to sell the service, but you can't sell the service without the GPUs. So the good thing about their partnership with Nexgen is this gives them access to high power GPUs, so that if there isn't people in the community, or if they have a higher paying customer where the community doesn't have those GPUs available, they can go out and rent them from Nexgen. So that gives them access to over 50,000 high performance GPUs that they didn't have access to before. So that I think is really, really powerful. Just looking to see if the email still didn't come through. So that was number 2. Okay. And then number 3 was the listing on Kraken. This one to me was a little disappointing because I had already gotten rumblings about this, but it didn't state what was going to be listed. So it's going to be, again, a parallel asset that they're listing. It's going to be Flux-ETH. Now they didn't, they stated that they were also going to be rolling out Flux Inc., which is or possibly, I don't think they necessarily committed to it. He made it sound like in this, that like they had absolutely committed to it. I was researching other things while I was in the link or in the stream about Flux. So I may have missed that part of it, but yeah, it might be another, additional. So Inc is the Kraken, coin that they have. So just like a lot of the exchanges they have their own coin. So anyway, those were pretty much the top 3. There were other things that were kind of interesting as well. They talked about the Cyberpunk event in Las Vegas that's coming up. Red Panda was giving away some of the tickets to that event. So it's going to be the day before the BTC event, as I understand it. So should be pretty exciting. Also, they announced a number of org changes. Daving is moving to Customer Success Officer, Chief Customer Success Officer. Emmanuel will transition to Director of Cloud and AI Enterprise Sales. And then Shannon is going to be Chief Marketing Officer for Enterprise. So definitely making some adjustments, and would love to see how, and I didn't get a chance to ask this question. Love to see how that affects, because I mean, the way you need to look at this, Flux is a company. It really is. Now, will we all benefit from that by seeing more and more transaction on the Flux network because of everything going on? Because Flux drives everything internal to everything that they're doing. Yes, that's the idea. But what they used to have, it was like Bunny something, and I can't think of what exactly the name was, but they would come out with a report every single month stating, what the actual revenue was for Flux and how much it was growing. And it was amazing, but I haven't seen that for quite a while. So I'm really curious to see, has it been consistently growing? Has the growth percentage come down? Has it gone up? I'm guessing it's come down because they've been doing so much development. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but and then the other thing is Flux Intel, and that's not Intel, the company, that's like intelligence. This is AI for business. So it's a new AI product that they have. Flux Gaming, although that I think has been around, I just think they're expanding it a bit. And they did say that they're working to get some esport sponsorships to drive this as well. But basically what they've got is Satisfactory, Factorio. I'm not sure what that one is. Obviously Minecraft, eShrouded, and Pal World. So I think they're going to be expanding on that. And then Flux Edge AI Compute on Demand. This is going out of beta. And he mentioned that earlier, where everything that was in beta by the end of first quarter was going to be out of beta. So that's good. Also ArcaneOS, which is basically an all-in-one OS. So you won't have to install Ubuntu first and then install Flux-OS on top of it. This is all going to be one integrated installation. So I am really curious to try that out. I didn't really want to be a part of the beta test because all my nodes are running well. But I definitely would like to give that a try. I would like to see if I can get it running on an Unraid VM. That might be a little bit tricky with the way it's done. But we'll see. We shall see. Fusion Swap. They're also doing a bunch of additions to Fusion Swap, expanding it. And this one didn't really excite me because I don't like to exchange things inside my wallets. Wallet, be a wallet. Get more coins, but be a wallet. Let exchanges do the exchange thing. Let Simple Swap and SwapSpace do their thing. It's one of those things where usually when you exchange things within a wallet, it's a lot more expensive. That's why I don't care. I don't want to spend extra money to exchange within a wallet. I won't do it on Tangem. Thank you. Because it's more expensive. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Plus, when I tried it, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So I'm like, just do what you do, get more coins, be the type of wallet you are, be secure, stay in your lane. That's my opinion. I don't like to see wallets have exchanges on them. They also said stock trading integration planned for 2025. Okay. This is one of the things I don't really care about. I really, really don't care about that. I want to see him get everything else off the ground. You know, Flux Edge, Flux AI, all those things are exciting to me. And then Flux Pay, crypto invoicing for businesses. Yeah. And that's pretty much all the announcements. So not insignificant. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of things being built at Flux. So we'll have to start seeing what kind of results. Somebody had made a point, and it's somebody that I respect within the Flux community. And he said, I don't remember the exact words, but oh shoot, let me see if I can find it, because I won't do it justice otherwise. Wow, everybody's messaging me. Oh, thank you, Patrick Murphy, for sending me the information on the MSI drawing. Much appreciated. I don't know if he can hear me because I think he's playing Counter-Strike right now. Got it. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can find what I was looking for within the Flux chat. Hopefully it takes me right to it. Oh, here's what it says. In my opinion, 2018 to 2024 have been warm-up laps. 2025 will end with the victory lap. Hope the person's right. Person's tied pretty closely to the project, but I don't think he's like actually works for Influx. But I respect him. He usually is really good information, and I'm not going to state who he is. I mean, you guys can go in the Flux and figure out who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with Flux. In fact, speaking of Flux, let's see where it's at. Hang on. I'm not logged in. I am logged in. Why am I not? There's my watch list. There we go. Scroll down. 35 cents. It's in the top 300 again. So it actually moved up the list in market cap, even though it lost 30% today. 30%. Yikes. That is some serious blood in the streets. Serious blood in the streets. Bitcoin's only lost 7%. I'm glad that that's the majority of my position. But still, wow. 30% looks like, well, let's see, 13%. Hey, Jupiter only lost 13%. Currently in the process of trying to unstake that. That takes 30 days. 30 days. But I did collect my airdrop for Jupiter. Whole 35 Jupe. Hey, Pyron didn't go down. Look at that. Pyron's holding its own. Imagine that. Neoxa. Ugh. All right. What questions you guys got for me? I can't imagine I actually got through that. Oh, it was an hour and 15 minutes. That's right. I started 15 minutes early because I knew I had a lot of stuff to talk about. Just trying to make sure there wasn't anything else. Oh, I did miss something. So you guys have heard me talk about Koinly a lot and decided like, okay, what's so great about CoinLedger? I know a lot of people like to use CoinLedger. So did some investigating, and the way transactions are handled on CoinLedger, according to them, that they handle things more correctly, meaning that they add in more costs, raising your cost basis, and therefore lowering the amount of income that you would show. So I am very, very curious. And it sounds like there's a trade-off between integrations and just linking to the blockchain. The blockchain is going to have more information than just integrations with a wallet or whatever, because that may not have all the information that you need as far as cost goes. So I don't know. That's what they wrote. I'm thinking, I want to see. Now, here's the big sticking point. I've been using Koinly at least for the last 3 years, maybe 4. And so I have a lot of data within Koinly, which is what gives me my cost basis. So if I want to transition into CoinLedger, I'm either going to have to redo everything by and I'll have to relink everything anyway. But what I'm worried about is, when you get a mining transaction, you have to go in and say that it's a mining transaction, because Koinly or CoinLedger isn't going to know. They just know it's a deposit. They don't know why it's a deposit. They just know it's a deposit. So you have to go in there and tell every single deposit that's a mining deposit. You got to say that it's mining so they know what kind of deposit it is. Is it income? Is it whatever? Okay. So I don't want to have to go back through that whole rigmarole on the last 3 years all over again. That takes a long time, especially when I didn't know any better. I had, payouts every like 2 or 3 hours, which was stupid. But that's what I did. I liked seeing that steady amount continually going into my wallet. But so I don't want to go back through that. So right now I've put out a feeler to CoinLedger and said, hey, I want to make a transition. I've got a long history with Koinly. How do I bring in all of that transaction information and then link everything to it, starting with now? Or is it smart enough to know that when I link everything, it's now going to say, oh yeah, this transaction, you already have that here, but it's marked as a mining transaction, so I don't need to replace that. It's the same amount. It's a deposit. I don't need to replace it. So I'm waiting for an answer from them. In fact, I'm sure they probably didn't answer. Let's see. No, did not get an answer yet. Which I figured. It's a weekend. It's not really in the heart of tax season. I'm sure people are taking weekends off for the most part right now. So, again, not really too worried about that. But hopefully I'll get an answer, and I may be doing some content on how to transition from Koinly to CoinLedger if I choose to do that. So anyway, that's one of the things I'm thinking about doing. And honestly, the same could be in reverse. How do you do this? How do you transition from one service to another? Because they're all going to have that same issue about what is that deposit? Where did it come from? They can match up, like, when you send crypto, they can match those two things up as long as you have both of those wallets inside of or imported within Koinly or CoinLedger. But mining, airdrops, those types of things, they can't know. They can't know what that deposit is. I know I had to basically redo every single one of them. Now they may say, hey, just download it, see what happens. It's too late at night for taxes. Anyway, I was just letting you know that's going to be one thing that I'm going to be looking into. So hopefully I hear back from them and they can give me some clear direction, and then I'm going to give it a try and see what happens. Because I definitely have not seen any content out there for people that would be moving from one service to another. It's all been about, hey, you're starting with us. This is what you need to do to get set up. That's great. But if you have to download multiple years of data, yeah, that's going to be a pain in the butt. And, yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens. All right. Geek of All Trades says, how about they offer the onboarding as a value added service? Throw it at them, see what they say. They do have a value added service. You can just give them everything and then they just do your taxes for you, and it costs you $300 an hour. So yeah, they offer the service. It's go away pricing, but they offer the service. So you got more money than sense? Sure. Koinly needs its own blockchain. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, LOL, that's not a value. Agreed. It's not a value. But yeah, $300. And there's no like guidance. Like, okay, if you have this many wallets or if you have this many transactions or anything like that, it's just $300 an hour. Yeah, I think basically they're like, we'll scare people away. The people that don't care how much it costs, those are the people that are going to pay for this service. And that's who they're looking for. The
main hangout said if the Christmas tree's up, he doesn't trust you. And I pointed out that it's a Christmas tree and it stays up extra week anytime someone mentions it.
Yep. So it's now staying up an extra week. So it is a
bacon, eggs, and hash.
Oh, bacon. I would say now it's 2 weeks. Okay. Cryptmas tree. So crypto, Christmas, Cryptmas tree. So still the season of crypto. And come on, you guys all love the tree anyway. It's fun. It's fun. Wait a minute. What? Pigeon is up 20%? You have got to be kidding me. It is not up 20%. It's down. What, Mark, where are you looking? Where are you looking? Since this time yesterday, it is down. Certainly not down by anywhere near as much as everything else, but it's still down. So there. Right, let's see what else. CoinGecko, CMC has inaccurate pigeon. Okay, fine. I'll go to CoinGecko. All right, let's see here. PGN. Come on. Yeah, I guess it does say it's up 19.7%. No, something does not have to be up. That's for sure. That is for sure. Interesting. Interesting. It's a Butte, Clark. Oh, yeah. Now I got what you were saying. I thought you were talking about Clark Kent, and I was like, I don't really remember Lois Lane ever saying that. You still ain't selling. Well, why would you? Diamond hands for life. Well, I like to trade with the momentum. Like I said, the one thing I was kicking myself about is I thought we were going to be trading in range for a while, and I wanted to sell some Litecoin because I had sold Litecoin when it was up like around 139 or something, and then I bought back at like 126 something, and then I bought back at 120. So when it went up to like 130, 132, I wanted to sell the portion that I bought at 120 and then put back in another buy. But I need to be setting these like as like specific trading ranges. But right now it doesn't really matter because we're nowhere near those amounts right now. Yeah. How much worse did it get? I haven't even been looking. Is it hit below 90 yet? Oh, it's up at 94. Look at that. Up 1.28% in the last hour. Solana's up 7% in the last hour. The dead cat bounce already in? Let's see. Who's up the most in the last hour? Jupiter's up 8% in the last hour. Algorand is up 11% in the last hour. Polygon. Oh, that's the old Polygon. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Any other questions that you would have? Otherwise, I will call it a night. Appreciate you guys all showing up. Got 83 people here. Appreciate it. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like. How many likes do I even have? How many likes do I got? Oh, you're not even watching.
No, because it's George Michael singing Queen.
My wife's watching a video of George Michael singing Queen.
And David Bowie's in the background.
And David Bowie's in the background. Okay. This is an old video.
Yeah.
All right. I will.
It says 11 because it stops counting after I talk.
Oh, hit a refresh on it then.
Then I gotta watch a commercial. 52.
52. 52 likes and 85 people here. Come on. Come on. Do better than that, please. Financial failure. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, are you financial failure? Are you on Discord? Let me know. Shoot me a friend request or just say hello. Geek of all trades. It's full, Clark. All righty. Well, hopefully, yeah, it's going to go much lower tomorrow. Nimlord, I agree with you. I think that we're not going to see the end of this until calmer heads come out and say, okay, this is where it is. This is where it's going to stay. So we know that, okay, we don't see any more changes. But right now we're waiting for, we know what Canada did. We know what Mexico did. We haven't seen a reaction out of China yet. So that's what we're waiting for. Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. I'm really curious to see. So one of the biggest industries that was hit hard was the soybean farmers. And the soybean farmers went from selling $12 billion worth of soybeans to $4 billion at the peak of the trade war with China. So they lost $8 billion worth of exports to China. The most they gained back when they actually came to the table and they negotiated was $8 billion. That's it. Because they found other places to get their soybeans from. One of them is Brazil, and I don't remember what the other one was Ukraine, actually. So yeah, I had done like a whole bunch of research on trade and the trade deficit and all that kind of stuff. It is really interesting that in 2023, our trade deficit dropped a lot. And the biggest reason for that was exporting of autos and auto parts. There were a number of other things. Like I said, I did research and then was like, I'm not going to talk about that tonight. But I did find it really interesting. In 2024, trade deficit information is not available for the full year yet. But they were expecting it to trend in that same direction of a lower trade deficit. So we'll see. What I'm hoping is that he will get smart and say, yeah, we're going to not tariff, or we're going to tariff semiconductors unless they're coming into this country to get manufactured into something. That would make sense. He didn't do that during the first time and killed the EMS market. But hoping that isn't the case here, that there's some bigger players. Like if you look at Foxconn, remember Foxconn had this huge contract. It's all supposed to go into Kenosha, Wisconsin, or thereabouts, right around that area. And it never happened. Well, it kind of happened. They never had more than like 100 employees. They never really manufactured much of anything. They didn't manufacture what they said they were going to manufacture. And they are basically a non-entity in that facility. They don't manufacture anything there. Certainly of substance. Nowhere near what they said they were going to. And if you look to see where, funny enough, if you look at the boxes that have been showing up when they were talking about, well, hey, all the influencers were getting these GPUs. It was like 51 that went to influencers. And you look at the marks on those boxes, it came from Foxconn. So they could have been manufacturing this over here in their own facility if they actually ever did anything with that facility. That thing was a complete farce. We got fleeced by Foxconn, by the Chinese. Absolutely fleeced. So, sounded good at the beginning, but in reality, never happened. Never happened. Oh, Amazon's now taking it over for a data center? Cool. At least it's being used for something. Yeah, Foxconn job. Their pullout game was strong. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Vinny would probably be one of the closest people to that when it was going on. Caw Valley Crypto is here. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you guys being here. No, I'm sure he has, but he wasn't here when I did the roll call and I didn't notice. So, alrighty, guys. Well, thanks again for coming out. I appreciate it. It's been an hour and a half. Isn't that Italian? Oh, got it. I say RPM's Familia. Actually, Familia is Spanish, but it's kind of Italian, I guess. But no, it's Spanish. All right. And then Bacon, Eggs, and Hash says, I live in the Fox Valley. It was devastating when they pulled out. Yeah. It's, that whole thing was a complete cluster. Absolute cluster. I have a patient that is a data engineer, and she is designing the data cables for the Amazon data. Hey, you know what? You need to hook her up with Dave. That's what you need to do. Need any PCI cables? You got the hookup. Anyway, alrighty, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys all coming out, and don't forget, next Sunday, keep your eyes out. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I am probably not going to stream on Sunday night. I will probably stream Monday morning, most likely, or possibly Sunday morning. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet.
Super Bowl bullshit
but
starts at like 6 a.m.
No, it doesn't. No, it starts in the afternoon. All the Super Bowl BS starts in the afternoon. So if I'm going to do it, it'll be probably morning on Sunday or Mondays morning. So I will not be doing Sunday night. Unless everybody comes out and says, I don't want to watch this damn Super Bowl. Give me something better to do. And then maybe I'll do it. So if you do feel that way, shoot me a message in Discord. Shoot me a message within Misfit Mining if you want instead. Whichever you prefer, but I will keep my eye out. Just make sure you tag me if you do it in the Discord. Alrighty, guys. Thanks again for coming out. I appreciate it. Appreciate every single one of you, and we will see you next Sunday. The General is out. Have a good week, everybody.